everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video. It is time to talk about everything I watched in March 2021. This is my monthly roundup of all of the movies and TV shows I watched last month. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is a TV show and it's called The Bold Type. It just came out on Netflix UK and I binged this one so fast, you guys. So The Bold Type follows 3 employees at this magazine in New York named Scarlet Magazine. There is Jane, Kat and Sutton and they're all best friends, and it's just the trials and tribulations of them working at this magazine, trying to get their voice out there, dealing with love and friendship and the delights of New York City. I had heard about The Bold Type before, but I'd never actually watched it. I'd heard very great things about it, and it did sound right up my street, but I didn't get the motivation to watch it until it came on Netflix, where I binged it so fast, as I've said. There's something about the show, I don't know whether it's just the lovable characters or the relatable characters or the whimsicalness of New York City and working at a magazine there, because I feel like every woman has had a dream to work at a New York magazine before, ever since watching, you know, Devil Wears Prada. It's a show with great fashion and great characters and great storylines. They dive deep into some heavy subjects in this show, and I think that's why the show is just so great. The TV show talks about racial profiling and sexual assault and medical problems and just deep issues like that that you don't often see in TV shows like this. It takes these issues and it tackles it really, really well, and goddamn does it sometimes get emotional. But the show is also fun and playful and talks about female friendships, which is something I really, really love about it. It's very rare nowadays to see a TV show that has a diverse 3 main characters and talks about their friendship and them supporting each other. This TV show is just right up my street. It has a lot of female empowerment, and yes, I loved watching that in March. Another TV show, the season finale I could not talk about in this video, was WandaVision. Oh my goodness, what a show. I love that Marvel are tackling heavier issues in the TV shows like Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision. The way they tackled grief with Wanda was just so well done, and of course Elizabeth Olsen was incredible in the show, as was Paul Bettany. I wasn't one of those people that theorised over every single thing in WandaVision, and I didn't have any theories at all apart from sort of seeing them online, but I didn't take anything as gospel. So I was really happy with the reveal of Agatha, which I kind of already saw coming, and the reveal of Pietro not actually being Pietro, and just all of the things spilling out and all of the finale fixing its bits together. I was very happy with the conclusion of the story because I didn't obsess over theories and stuff. It was very well played on Marvel's part and on the actors' part when it came to spoilers and upcoming cameos, etc. But WandaVision was fantastic. It kept me guessing every week. It had a great blend of great characters and great plot lines and action. And I cannot wait to see what happens with Wanda in Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. We've talked about some TV shows, let's talk about some movies. Funnily enough, I watched both of the Borat movies in March. I don't know where it came from, it just happened. I had never seen the original Borat, which I think came out in 2008, until recently. I had never seen it. Heard about the references, heard about what happens in it, never ever seen it. And while I thought the ideas and the comedy in the original Borat were funny, I kind of preferred the more recent one. I don't know whether I preferred the more recent one because the events in that film are more relevant to what's going on today with Donald Trump, etc. But both of them were incredibly funny, and Sacha Baron Cohen does a great job as the character of Borat. It's just comedic genius. I can't say I'm going to rewatch them anytime soon, but I've watched them now and I can be on all the inside jokes to do with Borat now. A movie I revisited in March was Spider-Man Far From Home, and I've got to say, I freaking really love this movie. It's just so enjoyable. Tom Holland as Spider-Man is just awkward and funny and cute, bless him. And the way he has to grow up and deal with the fact that Tony's now gone, so he doesn't really have a mentor, and he has to grow into his own as a superhero. I thought they tackled that really well. And my boy, Jake Gyllenhaal, pulling out the bag with Mysterio. That man just doesn't know when to quit. I must say I had a lot more fun with Far From Home than I did with Homecoming. I haven't revisited Homecoming as much as Far From Home. It's just a very solid blockbuster movie. It has great characters, great laughs, and just great action. I think it was the perfect movie to follow Endgame and showing us the sort of aftermath of the blip. I think they did it really well. And I cannot wait for No Way Home. When I say I cannot wait, I cannot wait. Another TV show I watched in March of 2021, I feel like not a lot of people have heard about, but we're gonna talk about it anyway because I freaking love this show. It's a documentary series on Netflix named Formula One Drive to Survive. This was season 3. I watched season 1 and 2 last year and only just got into Formula One racing last year. Like, what the hell? I had never ever had an interest in watching Formula One until I watched Drive to Survive. Drive to Survive gets you behind the scenes in what racing is really about. It gets you down and dirty with all of the business dealings and the drivers and just what led them to be in Formula One, and it's super, super interesting and dramatic. We love the drama that goes on in Formula One. Season 3 of Drive to Survive was based off of last year's race year, and obviously a lot of changes had to be made because of coronavirus. Formula One had to be put on hold for months on end, and when it did come back there was no fans in the stadium, so it was very interesting to see how the companies dealt with that. Even if you have no interest in watching Formula One, I kind of guarantee after watching the show you will have interest, but it is such an interesting and dramatic and intriguing show to watch. I liked season 3 of Drive to Survive. I didn't love it in comparison to the first season and the second season. Knowing what happened in last year's races and knowing what Netflix didn't cover kind of brought it down for me a little bit. There are so many things that they didn't cover in the show, but what they did manage to cover I absolutely loved. The structure of the show is just so, so great, following each and every driver. If you've never once wanted to watch Formula One in your life, just give Drive to Survive a go, because I guarantee after watching season 1 and 2, you'll want to watch it. If you guys are subscribed to Nicole from Nix and Nax, she watched the show and now she's watching Formula One and we talk about it to each other, so, you know, watch Drive to Survive. You know I was gonna have to talk about the Snyder Cut of Justice League. 4 hours of my life, and it was so worth it. This is coming from somebody who is not a hardcore DCEU fan. I was not a fan of Batman vs Superman. I was definitely not a fan of Justice League, but oh my goodness, the Snyder Cut. Yes, it is 4 hours long. Yes, I feel like that was still unnecessarily long considering there's a lot of slow-mo in this movie, but the added detail, you don't understand how much the added detail makes Justice League better. I had a friggin' blast watching Justice League, even if it was 4 hours long and I had to take breaks. I'm not gonna go deep into the nitty-gritty and in comparison to the comics, etc, because I have no freaking clue, but as a fan of movies, I thoroughly enjoyed the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Every single action scene in this movie was just great. I absolutely loved the scene on Themyscira. It was amazing, the music, incredible. It definitely felt like more of a complete movie, and the ending deserved the payoff that it got. I will, however, say I'm not a massive fan of the epilogue. It confused the shit out of me, and I feel like that's because the movie is very specifically catered to DC comic fans and huge hardcore fans of the DCEU who know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, so the epilogue confused me and kind of brought the ending down for me a bit, but hey, it got me intrigued to watch more DCEU movies, so it did its job. If you're a hardcore DCEU fan slash DC Comics fan, please do not come for me. I do not know what I'm talking about, but I really, really enjoyed your movie. Since we are on the topic of comic book movies, I'm going to end this video with talking about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is the newest Disney Plus Marvel show to come out. It focuses on Sam Wilson, the Falcon, and obviously Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, and them teaming up and stuff. I'm not going to leave the plot with just them teaming up and stuff. I will cover what goes on. So far there's only been 3 episodes out of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I've actually been doing episode recaps on my TikTok. If you want to go and follow me on TikTok, I post random movie stuff on there. So far we are investigating the Flag Smashers, who are a group of rebels who basically want life to go back to the way it was during the blip. After the blip, they were basically thrown out onto the streets and disregarded and just horribly mistreated because everybody came back. And it was a huge change for the world, and these guys are not happy about it. So the Flag Smashers have stolen super serum that has transformed Bucky and obviously Steve to make more super soldiers. Much like WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is focusing on deeper things in their show. They are tackling racism and military propaganda, and I'm very, very impressed that Marvel have decided to go this route with the show. I think it makes Marvel feel more grounded in reality, because these things do happen in real life, but just Marvel have never addressed them before. My favourite episode, hands down, so far has got to be episode 3, when they, spoilers, break out Baron Zemo from jail and they go to Madripoor and try to find the super serum, and Sharon Carter turns up and kicks all the asses. Hands down my favourite episode so far. Honestly, the amount of love Baron Zemo is getting is making me live. And I absolutely love Rogue Sharon Carter. I really didn't like her character in Winter Soldier, and Civil War, she just didn't seem like she had a lot to do, whereas now, she kicking all the asses. I love her. There's only going to be 6 episodes of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and we already have 3 of them, so I am very intrigued to see what happens next, who's going to show up, possibly. We've already had spoilers. Ayo from Black Panther show up for Zemo, so God knows what's going to happen there. Crazy shit is about to go down. I am excited. I'm sure you will hear all of my thoughts on The Falcon and the Winter Soldier in my April video, or I might just make a singular video for it, depending on, you know, how good it is. But for now, that is everything I watched in March 2021. I would love to know what you guys watched last month. Give me some recommendations, people. I love recommendations. And also, what do you think of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier so far? Do you have any theories? Share your theories. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. All my social media links are down below if you want to come follow me, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye!